Hi, I'm Ben Kai. In the year 2000, at the turn of the millennia, the video game Deus Ex would release to critical acclaim. Survivor debuts, spawning a billion copycat reality shows, and the Y2K bug was discovered to be an elaborate hoax devised by Microsoft to sell more copies of their crappy Windows Millennium Edition. Or was it Windows 2000? They both sucked. But I will always remember it as the year I finally got a PS1. But we needed games for it, so my dad gave me, my brother, and my sister $10 each to spend on whatever game we wanted at Toys R Us. I went with Invasion from Beyond, because space, flying, aliens, that sort of thing. My brother went with Croc Legend of the Gobos because it looked cute. And my sister picked FF7. And it turns out she picked the best game. We spent hours playing that game, getting into the characters, the story, learning the battle system, listening to all those catchy tunes. And the secrets, oh my, there were so many secrets to uncover. Every time we went to our local Best Buy store, we'd sneak off to the game section to find the FF7 strategy guide and commit everything we read to memory. Hey, this was before you could look stuff up on the internet, alright? Gotta do what you gotta do if you want to recruit Yuffie into your party. That game was an extreme bonding moment between the three of us, and I still regard it as the best Final Fantasy to this day. Throughout the years, various spin-offs and movies were made to flesh out the universe of FF7, but what everyone really wanted was a full-blown remake, especially after seeing that PS3 tech demo in 2007. Years went by without so much as a whisper if they'd ever pull off a remake, and then the unexpected happened. Whoa! Now there's a reason to buy a PS5. PS4. Whatever. I saved up all my squirrel nuts to go get a PS5. Whenever that is, the freaking thing would come back in stock. But turns out, I didn't need a whole new console. PC release, baby! What? Epic?
But you know what I think?
Not interested.
What?
Yeah, they 180'd that decision quickly. And now we got it for Steam, which is the version I'll be reviewing today. And I gotta say, I'm super impressed by how well it runs on my 5-year-old machine.
Avalanche!
And those graphics. This has gotta be one of the best looking games I've ever played. The CGI cutscenes, the slow-mo battle animations, the character models, the chocobos. Everything looks so
Beautiful.
Oh, and that music! Old classics redone for this remake feel new and nostalgic at the same time. Just the standard battle music alone, there's like over 10 different renditions, and each one sounds
Marvelous.
listen to this stuff. While wandering around town, you'll hear classic tunes that you can even buy and play from a jukebox. Not all of them are winners though. What the hell is that sound?
Still rocking out to that song I gave you, bro?
No! How dare you ruin my classic Chocobo tune!
Telling you, man, it's fire!
Please tell me there's some better ones. Okay, you've been redeemed. They even got some dynamic music going on here, like when you're in a battle area but nothing's happening yet, it'll go dun 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 dun. But then when you get to a fight, you go bang 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 dun 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 dun. And while we're at it, that new combat system is really awesome, combining the original's turn-based ATB gauge with the freeform action of the modern-day Final Fantasy. Enemies that used to be standard battles are now full-fledged super bosses. And those classic boss battles, like the Scorpion or Airbuster, are even longer now, with several stages that shift the boss's attack patterns and your strategy.
We barely scratched the damn thing.
Didn't I tell you to use magic?
Thought you were full of shit. This is gonna sting. Hell yeah!
Performing actions like blocking and attacking will gradually fill up your ATB gauge. Once you have a bar filled, you can pull up the menu and use an ability, spell, or item. Now these abilities are brand new to FF7 and are separate from, say, the yellow command materials.
I see it. That's the way to do it.
These are character-specific abilities that you learn from acquiring new weapons for each character. Get a new weapon, learn a new ability.
Let's go.
This is very similar in style to how you learned abilities in FF9. Also, weapons aren't just, this one is a bit stronger than the older one. Nope, each weapon is tailored to a specific role for your character and can be upgraded to be more powerful as you level up. Some have higher physical strength, others more magic, and even some with special unique abilities to just that weapon. It makes it to where you want to hunt down all these brilliant weapons just to see what they have to offer.
Where could they be going? Embarking on an adventure to find some treasure?
The materia works very similar to how it worked in the original. Green are your basic spells like fire, ice, lightning, etc., etc. Yellow gives you additional commands like scanning, enemy skills, stealing. Purple are passives like bumping up your HP or bonuses to your ATB gauge. Blue modifies your other materia. Pro tip, use Magnify, previously known as All, with Cure to get everyone healed on the battlefield simultaneously. And red materia are for summons.
What have you got there?
But summons work differently in this remake. Before they were powerful beings who could be used only so many times per battle. They come, use their superpower, then leave. Now you can only summon in certain situations, usually when you're in dire need of some help. They come and stay for a limited time as a party member, dishing out damage. You can even command them to use certain abilities. When the timer runs out, they fire off their superpower and blast off. They act more as a last resort savior than a spell you'd cast like in the original.
This is summoning material.
Wow.
What kind of badass will pop out of this one? Now this is fun. Ought to come with a warning. That ain't for kids.
In battle, you have direct control over one leader and can issue commands to your other two allies. You can play the game on regular mode to dodge and attack like an action game, or put it on classic mode, and all that does is let the AI control your party leader, performing standard attacking, dodging, and blocking, letting you focus instead on what ATB commands you want to use. Keep in mind that you can still assume full control of the party leader at any time during this classic mode. You can also swap on the fly to a different character during battle. Each character plays totally different from one another. Cloud's a tank focusing on damage dealing, defense, and counterattacks. Barret is long range with that gun arm, so he's good for those out of reach fools.
I'm afraid to ask, but did you just shoot your way in here?
Well, yeah.
Tifa is a fast martial artist and gains ATB charges quickly, pulling off tons of abilities back to back. And Aerith fires off long-range magic attacks from her staff and uses support-focused abilities. Limit breaks return as well. Some of the classic ones have been redefined as an ability, like Cloud's Braver or Barret's Ergonox, renamed Maximum Fury here. But others return as full-fledged limit breaks. They work just like before. Take enough damage, then when the meter builds up to max, fire away.
No getting through that gate. Let's take the stairs.
Oh, you're gonna regret saying that later in the game.
You have got to be shitting me.
It's only 59 floors.
Nothing to it.
Another day, another struggle. Climbing stairs, so much trouble.
I can't. Oh God. Guys. What?
The door's locked.
Everyone can also get an additional limit break that can be unlocked later, with some powerful new ones that were never in the original.
Let's dance, asshole.
Okay.
Cue that victory music.
Da, 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 Dun-dun-dun.
Oh no. No. Prompto set a bad precedent for this in FF15. Now that's all we get. Please stop. Seriously, stop it.
Ain't no stopping this train we're on, son.
Got Yuffie too. Shut up, parrot. Oh, you jumped the gun on that one. What you got to say about that now?
For real though, we need to talk victory poses. Could blow up big, start a new trend.
Veto.
Now, I don't really want to talk about the story to avoid spoilers. You can watch my 60 seconds recap video if you want to get spoiled on that. But all I'll say is this. For people who've never played the original FF7, you can freely play this and enjoy it. However, for those who have played the original, there are several scenes they put in this that only OG FF7 fans will understand. It's kind of like watching Game of Thrones. Yeah, you can watch it without reading the books, but if you are a book reader, then you have a totally different perspective on the series. Same thing with FF7. Those emotional scenes that play out just feel so much more impactful if you've been with this game from the beginning.
Easy now.
You worry too much. I'm not some princess who needs to be coddled. Shit.
Nah, you got this. After all, you did say you didn't want to be coddled.
Cloud!
If I do have a negative thing to say about this game, it's this. I do not know why they feel the need to grunt every second of every minute, but I do have a solution. You remember that classic battle difficulty I talked about? Well, there's also a classic dialogue mode, and it's really simple to turn on. All you gotta do is go to your audio settings and turn the voice down. Like all the way down. Now no more talking. You gotta read your text just like the old days. You see, kids, when I played FF7 in my day, you had to make up your own voices for characters. When you saw ... there was no awkward grunt, unless you were a weirdo and actually did do a little grunt. Original FF7 had lots of fun minigames, especially when you got to the gold saucer. Sadly, the Part 1 remake sticks to Midgar, so you won't be getting any of those. But Remake still has its fair share of fun stuff to play with, like darts. So how'd I do? Last place? Did all these people attend the Dr. Bashir School of Hand-Eye Coordination?
You play from over here. I play from up here. If that doesn't work, we'll try a blindfold.
Like playing with the physics? Package delivery. Well, now there's a minigame for that. Run through a timed gauntlet, whacking as many boxes as possible.
Brace yourself.
Fun stuff, but if that's not enough for you, then you can play the Chairman, or The Tables Have Turned. I might have made those last two up. Some classics return, like the bike minigame, playing an updated version of the Crazy Motorcycle song. And also squats, which was only a one-time thing in the original, but now it's this crazy mode with several difficulty levels and rewards for completing. Not to mention another really cool version of the battle music playing in the background. But there's also some questionable ones added. Like, I don't think we needed a mini game for operating a wastewater pump. But here we are.
Keep calm.
These kinds of minigames really aren't that fun. They just feel like filler content put in to pad out the runtime. Look, they even got this whole write-up for sneaking out of Aerith's house. Man, I don't need to read this. Watch this. Piece of cake.
You're leaving?
Ah! You scared me, lady!
Sneaky, sneaky, sir.
So last thing I want to talk about is the Intermission DLC, which adds a brand new side story featuring Yuffie!
My name is Yuffie.
Oh, I'm sorry, Yuffie. I keep pronouncing that wrong. Her story plays parallel to the main game story. Her combat is probably my favorite one to control. She's got close-up physical attacks, and long-range magic attacks after throwing her shuriken. You can also change the element of your magic, optimize it for enemies' weaknesses, making her the most versatile fighter out of the bunch. The DLC also brings another classic minigame from the original, Fort Condor, and they really went all out for this one. It's a neat little strategy game where you build units to go destroy your opponent's base while defending your own. You can get new powers, units, and boards by finding them in the main game, then challenge various people for some rewards.
Why, hello there!
I think it may be my favorite minigame out of all of them.
But I can tell you that he has a real need for speed, as they say.
So I'd say whether if this is your first time playing FF7 or you've replayed the original 100 times, it is well worth your time to get this game. What do you think? Want to comment? Let me know if you think that this is better or worse than the original, or maybe it should be played parallel with the other game. All I gotta say is that this is truly, for me, a 5 out of 5 game and should not be missed. Oh, wait a minute, hold on there. Cloud starts off with fire instead of ice and bolt? 0 out of 5. Not an accurate remake.
Should have asked for more money.